Hey, AJ here, and today we are going to make some puppy chow. Why, you ask? Excellent question, viewer. Because it's Christmas time, and this is sort of a tradition for my wife and I. And so tonight, when I'm filming this, is date night. So we're gonna watch some Elf, we're gonna cozy up by a fire, we're gonna pet the dogs, and my beautiful, wonderful fairy wife has requested some puppy chow. So I thought this would be a cool thing to share with you in the event you're like, hey, I wanna make some puppy chow too, that's a great idea, but I kind of forgot how to do it. Super easy, very, very delicious, and as always, we're gonna make this version vegan and gluten-free, because a lot of the puppy chows out there, they call for things like butter and like chocolate with milk in it, things like that, and you may not be able to eat those things or want to eat those things. So let's get into some super easy, super delicious puppy chow. All right, so for this version, I'm gonna use the microwave. And before you attack or say, you're gonna show me how to put something in the microwave, the answer is yes, I am. I've made many complicated things. I'm making more complicated things later here today, but, or in the coming week, but this is actually a pretty quick treat. The longest part is the waiting for it to chill. So the first thing you're gonna need is a microwave safe bowl, something like this. Then we're gonna throw a 1/4 cup of vegan butter, or you could do coconut oil in here. I advise you using the fat because it helps it stick to the Chex Mix. So for those of you unfamiliar with puppy chow, puppy chow is, you know what it is. It's the Chex Mix covered in chocolate peanut butter with powdered sugar on it, right? So a lot of times, if you skip adding the fat, what happens is you end up with giant globs of chocolate. Now, if that's your vibe, if you're like, yeah, I want chocolate with a hint of Chex, great. If you want a little bit more balance, I think you're gonna love this version. So let's start by grabbing a 1/4 cup of vegan butter. Now, like I said, you could omit this, but it's going to make for a much more globby, in a not good way, puppy chow. And then, so I'm gonna use the Miyoko's brand as I always do. So we've got a 1/4 cup of the vegan butter going in here, and then we're gonna put a 1/2 cup of peanut butter in there as well. So I got my peanut butter. You want ones that don't have nuts in it, and that ideally isn't like salted. If it's salted a little, that's okay. But you can't, like, definitely don't get something that has nuts in it because it's gonna mess up the texture of your puppy chow, and it might actually end up crushing some of it, which you don't wanna do. All right, so we have our peanut butter, vegan butter. I'm gonna take this over to the microwave. We're gonna do it 30 seconds on, 30-second off intervals until it's nice and mixed. Once it's mixed and smooth and warm, then we're gonna add the chocolate chips. So we have our peanut butter mixture smooth. So after this is smooth and warm, next thing we're gonna add is some chocolate chips. So chocolate chips, vegan chocolate chips, I like the Enjoy Life brand, whichever chocolate chips you like. And then I go with the semi-sweet one because that kind of mimics a milk chocolate. If you like dark chocolate though, I have made this before with dark chocolate and it's pretty great. So we're gonna put a cup of this in this mixture, mix it up. It's probably not gonna melt it, and then we're gonna go back to 30-second intervals until the chocolate is completely melted. So let's do that next. All right, so we have our chocolate peanut butter mixture. So you kind of want it to be smooth and a little bit warm, and then you gotta work a little bit fast. So of course we're gonna use some Chex cereal. Now feel free to use whichever ones you want. I always just use an entire box of rice. I know sometimes people like to mix corn and wheat. If you're somebody who doesn't eat or can't eat gluten, this is a gluten-free version of it. You could just do rice or even the corn Chex, and I always just do the entire box in here. So we're gonna open this up and we're gonna pour this into the bowl. All right, so we got our big old bowl of Chex, and then we're gonna start with a rubber spatula, pouring it as even as humanly possible over your cereal. And then basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna gently, you gotta be gentle, because if you're not gentle, you could end up crushing all this cereal, and then you just have kind of bits, which still taste delicious, but it's not as aesthetically pleasing, right? We're in this for the thumbnail. We want a good photo. This is the other reason I like using vegan butter. You could even use a little bit more if you want a very thin chocolate peanut butter, but this is the general recipe most people use. It's similar to the one found on the box. Like, this is the standard. All right, so we're gonna briefly mix this through. All right, now this is looking a little bit thinner. So see how it's kind of lightly covered? So you could kind of just go from here and start adding the powdered sugar. I actually think I'm gonna double the chocolate peanut butter mixture because my wife loves chocolate peanut butter. So I'm just gonna really go for it on this. I'd rather have just a little too much. So I know I've kind of been waffling, but yeah, I think I'm gonna double the chocolate peanut butter sauce and go on top of this cereal. All right, so I quickly made a second batch here. Let me just stir this up, make sure it's nice and evenly distributed. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the double chocolate today. I'm just it's feeling like a double chocolate kind of day. You know what? This year's been rough for everybody, right? You know what we need? Double the chocolate. And like I said before, you don't have to do a double batch. I'm just feeling extra chocolatey today. Like just in general, like that's kind of like how I feel as a person. Chocolatey and delicious, sweet, little bitter, filled with energy. Be careful not to crush too much cereal. You might crush some cereal. You gotta be okay with it. Our goal is to get every single thing coated in chocolate. This is fine by itself. Like you don't even need anything else. But we're gonna throw more sugar on it because why not? All right, so last step of this is we're gonna cover it in powdered sugar. We're gonna seal the top and we're kind of gonna shake this around. A lot of people like to do it in Ziploc bags. That works too, it's a little more gentle, but it's fine either way. Also, if you're somebody who's like, AJ, I don't really eat that much sugar, you could totally do this with coconut sugar. It's not gonna look as cute because coconut sugar is brown, but it is still really, really good. My brother-in-law, he does this all the time. I'm gonna do it with powdered sugar because I'm not trying to eat that very little sugar. I want all the sugar. I'm about to watch Elf. Elf's all about the sugar with candy cane, candy corn, syrup, the whole thing. So we're gonna do that. So you could throw about 1 to 2 cups of powdered sugar on this. All right, so we ended up adding that extra cup of powdered sugar, and I might even add more. Like I said, it's the elfin time of year. I'm wrapping this right now in some tin foil, and then are you ready for my real professional shaking of this? All right, so here we have it. It's looking pretty good. Last thing is I'm gonna kind of break up some of these bigger chunks so that it's easier to grab. I might add a little more powdered sugar, and then we're gonna throw it in the fridge to chill because this chocolate's still a little melty. It only needs to be in the fridge like 15 to 30 minutes, and then you're good to go. You put this in a bowl and you chomp it. I'm gonna have my fairy wife come taste some in a sec, and yeah, that's basically it. My fairy wife just came down and she's like, I need a snack. So I'm gonna have her taste test this before I throw it in the fridge and have her let me know how I did.
The puppy is crying.
The puppy is always.
I was trying to.
All right, what do you think?
It looks good.
Yeah? Yeah, you can tell it needs to chill because it kind of still looks muddy.
A little.
Do you want it now or do you want to wait for it to chill?
No.
Okay, have at it.
Okay.
I have some too.
It's so good.
2 cups of sugar is good? Who would have thought so?
And chocolate and peanut butter?
It is gluten-free and vegan. That doesn't mean it's healthy, guys.
Definitely a treat, but it's like very nostalgic for me because it was one of my grandma's specialties.
How did I measure up to your grandma? I'm sure well under, but.
No, it's pretty close. I think even she would be impressed.
She would be impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
10.
10? Super easy to make too.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, E.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still a little warm because. Did you get hair with it? Is it good with the hair? Does it improve the flavor or does it make it worse? Okay, yeah?
So good.
You approve?
Perfect, because it doesn't have anything overpowering yet.
Yeah. Scale of 1 to 10?
10 for sure.
10? Okay. Cool, you did it all on camera also, so thank you.
Oh!
Oh no!
No, it didn't.
That's
That was
okay.
pretty.
You look pretty always. Anybody watching, tell her how pretty she is. They're both pretties.
Oh my God, you better not put that on.
Oh my God, I better not, huh? Well, there you have it. We have our thing of puppy chow. Thank you. If you try this out, oh, she's back.
Sorry.
If you try this out for yourself, go ahead and tag me at HeyAJ Rivera. If you want the recipe for mine, which is with the double amount of chocolate and peanut butter, feel free to check out my website. Recipe is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this, go ahead and push like. And if you like videos like this, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell. That way you always get notified. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.